Hey there guys, it's Friday and you know what that means. It's time to make the video in which I answer all of the questions you've been sending me over the past week. So let's get around to it. So let's start things off right with the first question sent in by Cuddle Buns. How do I shot web? That's a good question. Well, you have to beat Mama Luigi 3 times by finishing him off with a Falcon Punch. And that'll take you to the secret level where you have to battle the giant enemy crab. And you need to defeat it by raising an objection and firing your laser. And then you unlock the ability to shoot web. I hope that answers your question. Second question sent in by Master2222. Do you like mudkips? Yes. Third question from Demerots. What color is your hair? It's sort of lightish brown. Like, yeah, somewhere in between blonde and brown. Something like that. Question 4 from Star Meow. What's your birthday? My birthday is November 21st, 1992, so yeah, next week on Sunday I'm turning 18, whoop-de-freaking-do. Question 5 from 517 WeeFace, what's your favorite dessert? Well, to be quite honest, I hardly ever eat any dessert because my guts usually can't take that very well for some reason, so I tend to don't eat desserts and just scoop up another plate full of the main course. And I'm not much of a big eater anyway. Question 6 was asked by 2 people, ICMario13 and Guard2134. How did I get into gaming? Well, that's a long story. It goes way back to the year 1997 or 1998. It starts with my dad being a big fan of my local soccer club, PSV. It was like the best club in the Netherlands, so they always get the Champions League and stuff, and they had to play a match abroad against Liverpool or something, and my dad and his friends went to that match. And when he got home from England, he bought me a Game Boy Color and Pokemon Blue, and that was the start of it all. Question 7 from 517 WeeFace. How did you find YouTube? I read something about it in the newspaper a couple years back, and then I decided to check it out. Made an account back in 2006, but only started making videos in like 2009 or something. Question 8 from Black Bika is kind of the same as the previous one. Why did you come on YouTube to watch videos and entertain myself? Question 9 from Magma Shishio. What's your favorite RPG of all time? Well, believe it or not, but the only RPG games I've ever played are the Pokemon games. So yeah, it has to be one of those. Don't know if Fable 2 counts as an RPG, but I didn't like that anyway, so that wouldn't be my favorite, even if it was an RPG. But I'd have to say my favorite is Pokemon Platinum or Soul Silver or anything like that. Question 10 from Devmon52. What do you think of the Pikmin series? I think they're good games. I own the first Pikmin on GameCube. Was one of the 2 games I bought along my GameCube, next to Melee, of course. And I own Pikmin 2 on the Wii version. Actually, I was intending on recording Pikmin 2 the other day, but I couldn't because my Wiimote's batteries were dead, so that was a no-go. But I intend to LP both those games in the long run. Question 11 from Slay Demons. Have you ever thought about playing Fallout New Vegas when it came out? No, I have not. Based on the answer to Magma Shishio's question, you can tell I'm not a fan of RPGs all that much. And I'm also generally reluctant of buying games from series I haven't played before, and I never played a Fallout game, so yeah, I don't think Fallout would be my kind of thing. Question 12 from Hazy Johnny. Can you ever do a Team Rocket motto with you as a co-host? Of course I can, but whether I want to is a completely different question. Question 13 from PokeNerd12345. What kind of an accent do you have? That has to be a Dutch accent because I'm from the Netherlands. Question 14 from Demerats. If you had a baby Yoshi, what would you name it? Just Yoshi, because that's what it is, it's a Yoshi. Like, I never nickname any of my Pokemon, so why would I nickname my baby Yoshi? Question 15 from 517 WeFace again. If you could be a Pokemon, what would it be? Snorlax, because I like being lazy and eating a lot. Question 16 from Jade Hex. Could you use a Spinda and a Love Disc in your next battle? No, firstly, because I don't own an EV Train Spinda or a Love Disc. Secondly, because I don't really intend to upload any more battles apart from the tournament stuff. And thirdly, because no one in their right mind would consider using Spinda or Love Disc in a battle. Question 17 from 517 WeFace. What do you think of the 5th generation of Pokemon so far? It's okay, they have some good looking Pokemon, some Pokemon that are absolute rubbish. They did add a whole bunch of overpowered Pokemon in my opinion, so Smogon's gonna be having a field day trying to get all that stuff divided into tiers. I can already see the NU tier being over 400 Pokemon. Gonna be freaking funny. But I think it's pretty decent. Though I probably won't like playing online very much because there ought to be just as many Pokesav abusers as there are in 4th gen, and that's why I never play 4th gen online anymore. And why I never played 4th gen online on DS. Question 18 from Demerats. What's your favorite word in Latin? Well, I've actually had Latin for 2 years in high school, and even though I don't remember crap from it now, there's one word I'll always remember as that made everyone in class chuckle every time the teacher used it, and that word was anus. Yes, that's a Latin word and it means old woman. And whenever the teacher said it, the entire class would chuckle and giggle and the teacher didn't know what was going on. Question 19 from Lukelekuk. What movies do you like? Okay, here comes quite a list. The Star Wars movies, the Pirates of the Caribbean movies, the Jurassic Park movies. I thought Watchmen was an awesome movie. Pretty much anything with Samuel L. Jackson in it because he's the man. Let's see. I thought Peter Jackson's King Kong was a pretty good movie. The Harry Potter movies are pretty decent. I would say Lord of the Rings, but I've only watched half of the first movie before I fell asleep. James Bond movies are pretty good. Yeah, I think that's all that's... oh, and I like the Pixar and DreamWorks stuff like Shrek, Ice Age, and Toy Story and stuff. Those are pretty good as well. Question 20 from Nintendo Addict. Have you ever taken a test at school where you fell for one trick question but not other related ones? Well, I happened to have one of those in my last exams in law school last month. We had to read this whole case file about some woman suing some guy for child support, and I didn't know what the hell was going on. They kept saying oh, it's the law says that a man is forced to do that and yada yada yada, and I thought, yes, so it's a man, so what's the big deal? So I filled in all the questions with some bullshit answers that I thought were right, and then when I read the case file again, I saw that actually the one being sued was a woman, so it was a case regarding 2 lesbians. And there we go, I had to scratch all my answers and do the entire freaking thing again. Question 21 from Black Baker. What do you think of Sonic the Hedgehog? The Sonic games are pathetic, they're absolute jokes, pieces of shit, none of them are good. I think that explains enough. Question 22 from Demerats. Raichu or Mightyena, which one would you save in a zombie apocalypse? What the hell kind of a question is that? But to answer it, I'd save neither of them. I'd save myself first. Screw those guys. None of them are good and I don't like them anyway. Question 23 from Auken1993. If you'd enter your bedroom and find Starkiller doing stuff to Pikachu, what would you do? What is this, bullshit question day? But anyway, to answer it, I'd record it and upload it to YouTube. Duh. Question 24 from 517 WeFace. If PBR had a sequel, would you buy it? most likely. Question 25 from MudkipFan207. Will you do more Pokemon games in the future, and when will you stop uploading? I most likely won't do any more Pokemon games in the future because the only other ones I have that I can record are the Game Boy Advance games, which have been overdone to death by everyone. And Pokemon Colosseum, and Prince Boo 21 already did that, so there's no point in me doing it either. As well. And when I'll stop uploading, I can't really tell at this point in time. No time soon, if it's up to me, anyway. Question 26 from Galax1809. If you were an evolution, which would it be? Probably Umbreon or Vaporeon, because those are the best ones. Question 27 from Damarots. Because there's no absolute truth, what are 3 different solutions for the next number in this series? 2, 4, 6. Yeah, my math skills are nowhere near good enough to be able to answer that. Question 28 from the end of Reality 17. Can you tell me I'm pretty? Dude, if you need to hear that from some guy you don't even know on YouTube, that's pretty... Yeah, that's gonna be hard to do without any pictures, so I'm not going to answer that. Question 29 from 517 WeFace. Are you currently in a relationship with someone? Nope, I'm living the single life and enjoying it. I don't need some woman commanding me and telling me what to do. Question 30 from Rampinator. Blonde or brunette? If you're referring to my hair color, I already answered that. And if you're referring to the one I prefer in a potential partner, then I'd say that hair color is not really one of the top things I look at. I mean, sure, it's somewhat important, but you gotta check out the tits and the ass first, of course, because that's where it's at. Question 31 from Ski571. What's your favorite kind of pie? Well, I like strawberry pie and raspberry pie with lots of Cool Whip. Question 32 from Luke. What's your favorite kind of music? Mainly video game music or movie soundtracks. I don't really listen to that many vocal songs. Question 33 from Ninja King Ace. What's your favorite video game series that you haven't done a Let's Play of? That's gotta be Metal Gear Solid series, and that's why I'm recording Metal Gear Solid 4 right now. Question 34 from Fan Story Video Studios. Do you actually read all of the comments that people post on your videos? Yes, I do read all of them, because I get to see all of them in my email inbox, and then I might not reply to all of them, because some of them don't really ask for a reply, but I read all of them, and I'll reply to the ones that I think need any more clarification, or ones that need flaming because it's like a first comment or stuff like that. Question 35 from Prince Boo 21. I knew that Sly Devil was up to something, and he asked, Peter Piper picked a peck of pickled peppers. If Peter Piper didn't pick a peck of pickled peppers, how many pickled peppers wouldn't you pick? I wouldn't pick any because I freaking hate peppers, because I actually ate an entire red pepper on a vacation in France, and I felt sick for 2 freaking days. So I'm staying the hell away from any peppers. Question 36 from Master2222. How did you become friends with Prince Boo 21? Well, it's a while ago when we were at a party and we were both kind of wasted, and yeah, no, that's not true, because he and I live thousands of miles apart. I just had to get back at him for asking that pepper thing. But about the question, I don't really know. It just sort of happened. Maybe he can answer it if he's watching this video. And the final question from Damarots. Justify your existence on this earth. Well, at the moment I'm here to make video game Let's Plays and entertain people. But in the future I'm justified to take over the entire freaking planet and make it bow to my will. So that's all for the questions. It was an interesting experience, to say the least. I can now tell that some people are complete fruitcakes, but it's been fun. And don't forget to check out my special celebratory video for a celebratory event that happens tomorrow. So yeah, see you guys later.